Good evening, everyone. This is Brother Benson Media. Today is a Sunday. We are blessed to have this time to actually continue with the discussion of the impeachment of the deputy president and the political happenings which has been going on throughout the week. But today we'll majorly focus on what happened today. The deputy president he was at his current residence, the official residence of the deputy president, and he had so many visitors. The pastors, the bishops, his close political allies were there with him, being told that he was being prayed for. And over there, he had a message to the president, to the members of parliament, and to the citizens of the Republic of Kenya. The message was very clear: forgiveness. Yeah, so apart from that, we'll also have a look at the comments of the president and where he was uh, while attending a church at Milimani. He actually didn't comment about the impeachment, and that has really brought so many questions to the people of Kenya. Yeah, so those are among the things that we'll be looking into today. Before we proceed, allow me to take this opportunity to welcome our viewers, Benson, Gypsy, Connor, Brenda Obedi. Thank you so much for joining, and you're highly welcomed. This is Brother Benson Media. Here we say your opinion counts. And the host with you today is Kevin Makobura. I'm with my co-host or panelist, one of my panelists. I know Bara could be joining, hopefully. Yeah, so allow me also to say thank you to Okoth Deno. Thanks for watching and thanks for joining. Mr. Miguda, kindly say hi to our viewers before we proceed.
Hello, everyone. How are you? Hope you are doing fine. I'm also keeping safe wherever I am. Welcome to our YouTube channel, where your opinion counts, irrespective of who you are. Karibuni sana.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Miguda. Straight into the discussion of today. I wanted to share a clip here, and then after the clip, maybe we'll give our comments and what we think about what happened. So the clip that I'm about to play is the clip. I mean the prayer session that was there at the DP's Karen official Karen residence.
Forgiveness from his boss, President William Ruto, for whatever wrongs he has committed.
If he committed them. Gachagua, who faces the impeachment vote in the National Assembly on Tuesday, spoke at a prayer service attended mostly by his close allies, including a section of members of parliament from the Mount Kenya region. Citizen TV's Kama Mwangi reports.
The prayer venue is dubbed the National Altar, having been established by the first deputy presidential couple, William and Rachel Ruto, to reside in the current residence. And to President William Ruto, Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua turned today, asking for forgiveness just a day ahead of the parliamentary vote that could seal his fate on Tuesday.
So my brother, President William Ruto, if in our zeal to work, I have wronged you, please find it in your heart to forgive me. To our members of parliament, if in the course of duty, through our utterances and actions, we have in one way or another upset you, all wronged you, find it in your heart to forgive me.
We can believe God to calm the storms, and they will become. This place, you have been told by the Father of Faith, every time there is trouble, we come here And every time God turns the trouble back.
And in a fresh twist, Gachagua asked the president to forgive him for mistakes that his wife, the second lady of the Republic, Pastor Dorcas Rigathi, might have made in running the rehabilitation program for the country's boy child that has fallen into alcohol and substance abuse addiction.
If my spouse, in her duties for the boy child and her program, has wronged you in any way, find it in your heart to forgive her.
Gachagua, who has already engaged a battery of lawyers to mount his defense, expressed faith that the law courts will uphold the will of the people if the battle gets there.
We have competent men and women in our judiciary who I believe will uphold the Constitution, protect it with their zeal, and always uphold and protect the will of the Kenyan people.
His apology today also extended to the larger Gachagua family, whose wealth has been paraded as evidence to support the claims of his corrupt dealings 2 years since his ascension to the second most powerful office in the land. Kamau Mwangi, Citizen TV.
Yes. Okay, we are back again, and I think you've watched that clip. From that clip, Miss, to my panelists, I think I'll have some questions that I would want you to give your opinion on. You've watched the clip, and the deputy president is asking for forgiveness, and he's saying that he's asking the president to forgive him. He's asking the members of parliament to forgive him, and even the citizens of the Republic of Kenya. And he's saying that if there's anything that he did wrong, kindly find it in your heart to forgive me. The first question that I would ask you is: do you think the deputy president is being sincere in this apology, or it is an apology which was just meant to try show something or sympathy, Mr. Miguda?
Thank you so much, Makubura. The way your friend boys used to call you Makubura. Thank you so much, Makubura. Anyway, if I want to talk about the the utterances by Deputy President, His Excellency Rigathi Gachagua, Rigiji. I'm used to Rigiji, so don't worry. To that respect made by Rigiji today at his current residence, whereby they were in church session. We saw close family members and close political allies. And when he was given the mic to say whatever, or maybe to speak his last remarks before the impeachment process formally continue from Tuesday going on, he asked for forgiveness to Mr. President, the people of Kenya, and also to political foes and friends. The issue of forgiveness, the question is, if at all he is guilty of the such allegations, he ought to follow the due process of the law. There is no way in the provision of laws that when you commit a crime, by merely asking for a forgiveness to the victim, now you are going to be acquitted, or the law is going to set you free. Rather, you are making an admissibility. It means that you are agreeing that those crimes which I committed are true, so kindly forgive me. So I do not think that forgiveness is part of the due process of the law. That once you commit a crime and you have been there's allegation before authority, so you are going to ask for forgiveness, and those charges will be dropped on the grounds of asking forgiveness. It means that the parliament are going to be undermined their role of oversightation. It means that by mere asking for forgiveness, the charges are going to be dropped. Or asking for forgiveness, William Ruto. So it means it's William Ruto who brought those charges in parliament. And they were saying that the parliament is independent. If William Ruto goes ahead and forgave Rigiji, it means that he has now played into Rigiji's card. That I told you people, I'm a truthful man. It is William Ruto who was fighting me, not parliament, not Kenyans. So William Ruto cannot make that mistake of withdrawing those allegations or forgiving Rigiji. Number two, members of parliament at this point cannot allow such things to proceed because it will be like you are playing Kenyans. It means that you have no faith in whatever you are doing. So asking for forgiveness, I don't think is due process of the law. That once I commit a crime, I simply ask forgiveness, then my charges will be dropped. The charges will go on whether you ask forgiveness or not. But you can even see the body language. Before asking for forgiveness, for the last 2 weeks, Rigiji has been moving across Mount Kenya region, in churches, in market, in villages, inciting the people of Mount Kenya against the status quo. Some of his allies were quoted saying that William Ruto is a one-term president. Even he was like 3 times in the mainstream media trying to explain to the people why is he being impeached. Then today, all of a sudden, the tone is down, the body language is calm, is asking for forgiveness, and he was very ruthless for the last 2 weeks. So there is no genuine in it. And also, the issue of forgiveness, I think timing is wrong because he was asking for forgiveness at the same time. He was telling the people that he has faith in the judiciary, that he will go through the due process of the law, and he believes in our judiciary, and he has faith in the judiciary. It means that even him, he knows very well that there is no forgiveness, the process will continue. So he's now trying to entice judiciary to save him. But along the 11 grounds for impeaching Rigiji, one of them, he was accused of undermining judiciary, whereby he accused a judge, the Esther Maina, that he said that I will come by myself at the judiciary and start the process of removing you from that office because he never trusted judiciary. The same judiciary which he attacked is the same judiciary he has faith in to date. So what has changed? Because now the charges are against him, now judiciary is nice. But when the charges are not against him, judiciary is rotten. What does this tell us? This guy is a double speaker. He's not consistent. He never knows what he's saying and what he's not saying. Not that I am crucifying him, but these are just facts on the ground. He has not been, you cannot know whether he's saying the truth or is not speaking the truth. Because he attacked judiciary and it's in the public domain. And he was very specific. And he quoted the name of the judge, Esther Maina. Today he's saying that we have faith in our judiciary. So, initially before today, he has already created a cold war between executive and judiciary. So when judiciary find any way of removing a certain person from the executive, they'll not waste their time because this is the person who was attacking us. He has now come before us to determine his case. What do we do with him? Let us finish with him and he goes home. So the grounds for forgiveness were just merely, today Ruto was at AIC Milimani Church, just next to State House, and Rigiji was at Karen Resident. So I think they were just trying to engage each other. But Mr. President was there. He was specific and he quote only the freedom of worship. So going forward, Rigiji is a grown up. He has very intelligent and very brilliant advisors. Let them face the law. The way they have said they're going to face the law through Parliament, Senate, later they will go to court. As we are just want to see how events will unfold, because this is the first time it's going to happen in this country. But we wish him all the best in his legal battle.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Miguda. Okay. Barak, I don't know if you're there. I'd love to take this opportunity to welcome you to the channel as well. I can see Tony Cruz at the comment section is saying good conversation. Judith is saying she's watching. Gypsy Corner is very much active at the comment section. Uh, Okoth Deno is also watching. Karibu sana, Mr. Deno. Brenda is also watching. Thank you so much. If maybe you are also willing to join the panelist, you can also join. I'll share the link via the comment section. Just click the link and it will direct you to the channel. I've shared the link. Yeah, so Mr. Barak, welcome to the channel. I think and I believe that you watched the clip that I'd played. Kindly confirm if you did. If you didn't watch it, maybe I can brief you. But basically, it was just what was happening at the deputy president's official residence at Karen. The comments that he had, uh, he was actually asking for the forgiveness from the president, from the. He also told the members of parliament to forgive him and the citizens, and he should be forgiven. Even the wife should be forgiven. And he went ahead to say that he was asking forgiveness on behalf. Actually, he was speaking on behalf of the wife. That if the wife, at one point, the second lady, had ever wronged the president uh, with this program of fighting for the boy child, then he should be forgiven. So my question to you is, before we get into the specifics of what he actually wanted, about the justice, about the judges, that they should uphold, all those things, what is your take on this issue of forgiveness? Are you seeing the deputy president asking for forgiveness from his heart, or is just trying to seek for some sympathy?
Well, good evening, our viewers, and thank you so much for joining us. Hello, Miguda and Mark. Thank you so much for that question. I think if you ask me, I think the deputy president did not ask for any forgiveness, because he said if, in communication skills, if someone starts and say with the word if, it means he's not even sincere with whatever they are saying. So that was just playing to the gallery, understanding that the country right now is people are just like confused. So he understands that as a way of seeking sympathy. And as I know many people will say he asked for forgiveness. He does not ask for forgiveness. He said, if I have wronged you, which means he has not wronged anybody. He has not wronged the president, the MPs, or even the country. Even those issues that you say that he's always concentrating on Mrima. To him, he's saying if that word is offending you, then he's sorry, but it doesn't mean that that he feels that he's offending anybody. And speaking on behalf of his wife and the company that was dragged, that has participated in corruption, I think that was just being the head of the family. As the head of the family, when you feel your family is at risk, you have to take initiative to protect your family. For that, I give him credit. But in terms of asking for forgiveness, I don't think that was genuine, because he said if. So the word if, to me, it's not being genuine. That's my opinion.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Barak. Uh, Now into the specifics. The deputy president is saying that is ready for what is coming up, and is saying that should it go to the courts, then is asking the courts that they should not have, they should respect the will of the people, and they should actually look into the issues keenly without favor. Okay, sorry for that. Is asking the court to be lenient and to also look into the issues keenly without favor. And then again, in his comments, he has spoken about the wife, that if the wife at one point maybe wronged the president, then the wife should be forgiven. And that brings me to this question. Do you think that even the second lady is having a problem with the first lady? Because for the deputy president to say that, since that we know, everyone knows that, I think from what we are seeing, the second first lady has been a bit active than the first lady, because at least she has a program of trying to help the young people, especially the young boys. We've not seen the first lady running anything that is helping or touching the people. What did he really mean? Does it mean that even the first and the second are also having issues? Just a brief one, mnaweza peana tu maoni yenyu mbio mbio, and then you also maybe give your opinion on the issue of him trying to say that should it go to the courts, the judges should be fair enough to listen to the case and at most respect the will of the people. Miguda, you'll go first, but allow me to welcome Captain Senator Kiplim. Sometimes I find it hard to differentiate between Kiplimo and Captain Kip. I don't know why. I think I've gotten used to one. Yeah, so Miguda, you'll go first, and then Barak, and then Senator Kiplimo would give his last remarks.
Okay, thank you, Makobura. Just call him Senator. Don't mix keep. Just call him Senator. It will be very fine for you. The issue of family in politics, that's what I think you have asked. Traditionally, we never involved our family into politics. This culture of involving people's family in politics, I started seeing it with William Ruto and Rigathi Gachagua. It's William Ruto who sometimes asks Uhuru that, leave alone my children. Do not engage my children into our war. It was a way of seeking sympathy, and he was speaking at Nandi, at the heart of Kalenjin. So he's trying to incite the Kalenjin people that they want to drag my family into politics. That is the previous election campaigns. Rigiji also had this bad habit where he was dragging Mama Margaret Kenyatta, the former first lady, into his affairs with Uhuru Kenyatta and these things with Uhuru Kenyatta and Raila Odinga. He ought to have left the family of Kenyatta out of it. He ought to have left the family of Kenyatta out of it. So you find that even when they were working, Uhuru's son house was attacked. Jomo. There were some people from security sectors who attacked Jomo. So this issue of dragging family into politics is a culture that it is Gachagua who started it. When you are in a contest with your fellow man, don't drag the family. Things like the wife, the kids, relatives, keep them off. So you find that Gachagua was trying to drag Urus into his politics. He was dragging the Jomo Jr., was dragging Mama Margaret Kenyatta. He was even accusing the dead that it is Jomo Kenyatta who killed James Kariuki. So he's the one who has been dragging people's family into politics. Him and William Ruto, two of them. But William Ruto has been involving his family to seek sympathy from the Kalenjin nation. Now to answer your question, Rigiji, even whatever they are doing to him, They are dragging Dorcas, Rigathi Gachagua, and Keith Gachagua into politics of this country, because you have seen Dansan Omari is a busy person at Minai Local trying to defend that family. It's simply, these guys are playing, they're playing the same game, that it is you brought the issue of family into politics. Let us even try to visit you and engage your family so you can feel whatever we felt when you are attacking our families. Not only families, Makobura, also properties. You remember regarding Gachagua during demonstrations, he was accused, allegation that he sent goons to attack Raila property, the factory for Raila. And also he sent people to attack the Northland farm for Uhuru Kenyatta. So this politics of attacking families and properties, the mastermind is Rigiji. So these people are even today telling him that, guy, you are young in this game. You don't know anything. Relax. Let us teach you the game. You know, it's about game, my friend. So they're telling him, they are trying to involve the family, the Dorcas, Rigathi Gachagua, and Keith. And also, you have seen that there are some properties, even for the late Nderitu Gachagua. Some have been exposed, and it was appealing to them that, let my brother rest in peace. But remember, even him, he never let Jomo Kenyatta to rest in peace. So this is a payback time. Whatever he did to the opponents are paying him without mercy. So the issue of family into politics, as the people of Kenya, we should avoid. If you have any issue with your counterpart or opponent, square it at your personal level. Don't drag people's family. So regarding Gachagua, whatever is crying out loud today, he once in time when he was in power, he did it to his opponents. So there's no, I don't see it is wrong if they are paying back, because that is how politics operate. You have asked the issue of court process. Why is it that Rigathi Gachagua has confidence or faith in courts? Rigathi Gachagua, there's nothing we have not hear or see from Rigathi Gachagua. He has taught us all sort of dramas. He has played all cards. Sympathy card is not working. There was a time even he aboard KQ to Mombasa. He was having his own suitcase. You saw that? So he has tried by all means to fight back. But now it has dawned on him that indeed the president means business. And not only the president and handlers of the presidents, they are not retreating. And we said in this channel long time ago that Mr. President, from the history we have heard from his friends, is someone who is not forgiving. He has never forgave his friends. There are people who have allied to him, he never forgave them to date. So Rigiji was not an exception. Just like any other person, he was not going to spare Rigiji or forgive Rigiji. So let him just have faith in court. But I've told you that the court, there is already Cold War between the executive and judiciary. So there's no way a judiciary can spare any executive. Even today, if you can present Ruto to the executive to determine Ruto's case, they will determine that Ruto must go. So I can't speak for anything unless the court is still, it has not even reached the court. So let us just wait for it. But whatever I wanted to put across is that there is Cold War already. They have created that war of Rigiji and the judiciary. So we just wish him the best. And it doesn't mean that we don't support Ruto must go, or people do mistake us that when we say, when we argue on the facts, is that we are supporting regarding Gachagua must go, Ruto must stay. That is not our position. Our position has been very clear that everybody must go, from the president, deputy, CS, and in fact, parliament should be dissolved. But if at all they find a way of getting one out, they can assist us to get one out. Let them get him out as we are dealing with other issues. So that is our position. Let it not be mistaken that we have said that Rigiji must go alone. No. Our point has been very clear from the time immemorial that everybody should go, even the MCS. I rest my case, Makubura.
Okay, thank you. I wanted Barack to come, but it seems like senator hapa ni kama kuna kitu inamwasha. So Barack, utanikubalia ni I let senator pick up and then utakuwa unamaliza maliza.
No problem. Allow the senator to come in, then I'll come in after him.
Yes, Mr. Senator, kwanza ujue umepotea. We've not seen you. You've been away for quite some time. Yeah, so we are actually giving our opinion, our take on what is happening on the impeachment of the deputy president. Today was at his current residence, and together with his close allies, they heard what they had to say, and is telling the people of Kenya to forgive him, the members of parliament, the president. And again, he's also telling the courts and the judiciary that they should do, if this case gets there, they should at least look into it keenly and listen to the will of the people. It's been a while. Kindly give us your opinion on what you think, what is happening.
Thank you. Thank you, Kevin and Mikuda. Good evening. And also our viewers, pleasure to be here with you again. I hope I'm loud and clear. First, on the case of Gachagua seeking forgiveness, I think the media misinterpreted it. It started with the word if. And if you are a good student in grammar, you definitely know what he meant. If at any point I wrong to you. Actually, the man was not he was not apologetic, literally, but he wanted to humble himself before Kenyans, so that when Ruto, Ruto has been perceived always as a Christian, but it has also reached an extent where Kenyans ask themselves, which type of God does William Ruto worship? And we will continue asking our questions if he doesn't respond to the impeachment of Rigathi Gachagua. As we speak now, we have perception as Kenyans, we have perceived that Gachagua has humbled himself and he has seeked forgiveness the way you have put it right, despite from the presentation, it was not the way the media had put it earlier. So also on the issue of, I heard you are discussing, Mikuta was discussing about family issue. And
Okay, I don't know. I think his network has dropped. I hope he'll come back. Mr. Barack, I don't know if you're there.
I'm here.
Okay, you can kindly proceed.
Well, I just wanted to summarize what Miguda said in one word that Swahili said, mkuki kwa nguruwe ni mtamu lakini kwa mwanadamu ni mchungu. So, during the 2022 election campaigns, I think politicians went overboard by trying to ensure that they either appeal to the public. They went overboard by dragging whoever they could, by playing victim as much as they could, by whipping emotions of the public as much as they could. And I think when the dust settled, anybody who has conscience, after doing self-assessment, they realized that they really went overboard. By even engaging political contest, they lost what we call sanity and human decency. And that is why the likes of Rigathi Gachagua could go for the mother of the then President Uhuru Kenyatta, Mama Ngina is not, in African culture, mothers are people who should be respected. And when you see when you are engaged in a contest with your mate or your peer, and you see this person invoking the name of your mother, just know that that person is uncultured, is someone who lacks moral and mannerism, someone who lacks human decency. And that's why you saw Gachagua apologizing to Mama Ngina on live on media. And once you go overboard, you are also exposing yourself to the opponent. The wise people say that if you live in a house of glass, do not throw stone, because if someone throws stone towards you, your house will be broken, and that is what is happening. So he's complaining about people dragging the name of his late brother and this family. He's the one who exposed himself to his opponent. So mkuki kwa nguruwe ni mtamu, kwa mwanadamu ni mchungu. So let him just feel how the others were feeling when they were doing that to them. Now, when it comes to judiciary, I think if you remember, let me just remind you about Raila Odinga. When he lost the presidency in 2013, he went to the judiciary. And you know that his case was determined in less than 1 minute. It was just around 20 seconds. And Mutunga was done with his case. And when he lost again in 2017, when he was planning to go to appeal, to appeal the election, to launch his case against Jubilee and IBC, Raila Odinga said that he is giving the judiciary the last chance to redeem themselves. That was a statement that was very powerful. And when Maraga nullified election, you could connect the two. That it was like they were given conditions so that you can sanitize, you can redeem yourself from the public or the court of the public opinion, so that you are seen that at least you are delivering justice to the public. So that is what Gachagua is also trying to do right now, by trying to blackmail the judiciary, that if you don't rule in my favor, then it will mean that you are biased. But if you rule in my favor, then it will mean that now you are serving justice. That is not how a democratic society should be. That if things don't go your way, then the institutions are not doing their job fairly, and they are not transparent. But when things go your way, that's when now institutions are working. That kind of blackmail should not be entertained. And if Gachagua will take his case to the judiciary, let the judiciary do their work without any blackmail, without any intimidation, without any threats, because they are supposed to work independently without being influenced by people who have a vested interest when they submit their cases. So I think he was just trying to play that book that Raila played when he was submitting his case in court in 2017. Yeah, that's my opinion.
Thank you, Mr. Barak. Something that I also wanted you to kindly look into and give your opinion is the issue of involving family into politics. Mr. Miguda has briefly talked about it, and now the deputy president is having issues with the wealth that is currently the wealth that he has. And remember, some of it on the issue of wealth, it is a question that has also been taken to the parliament, and it's among the issues, the question that he will be answering. If you watched news and the explanation about the wealth, we're being told that most of the wealth that he's currently having, that some of it were owned by the brother, the late, that was the former governor of Nyeri. And he's saying that all those wealth that he's being accused is amassed in this period, the wealth belongs to his brother. And he's saying that they should leave his brother, rest in peace. They should not try to link him with the properties of his brother. And something else that you also I want you to kindly give your opinion on is the issue of witness. Sakaja is one of the people who would be called or would give their testimony, what they know about the conduct of the deputy president. Sakaja is the governor of Nairobi. He's accusing the president, the deputy president, of so many things. One, inciting the people who works at what is the name of that place? Mama Mboga, wenye wale wanafanya kazi pale within the town, that he has incited them that they should not leave all those streets where they have been trying to do their business. He's also being accused by the governor. The governor is saying that he's trying to sabotage him and the running of the county government of Nairobi. The constitution says that, according to Gachagua, that the governor is responsible for the running of the county government. Again, the issue of KEMSA is also coming here. The Attorney General of KEMSA is saying that he received several calls from the deputy president and said him being a junior officer, he had to listen to the deputy president who was trying to get some deals from KEMSA. These are among the two issues which will be presented before the parliament. Mr. Miguda, from where you sit, what is your opinion on all this witness and the involvement of the family and the accusations that the deputy president is currently having?
I will not talk about the issue of family because I've discussed it in my previous submission. I just focus on the issue of witnesses, maybe, and the family businesses. Before Nderitu Gachagua passed away or died during the Uhuru regime, there was certain accusation that Rigathi Gachagua, then Mathira MP, he was accused of having done business with 47 counties in the country. If you can do your homework, you can look at the Daily Nation, I think of 2019. There's a certain Daily Nation of you can just go and check Daily Nation 2019, where Rigathi Gachagua was accused of doing his businesses, doing business with 47 counties from 001 to Nairobi. All these counties, there was a time Rigathi Gachagua was accused that he done business with all the 47 counties. So that was then. It means this issue of conflict of interest, whereby you are a public officer and you are doing business with the government, most of the people in the government has amassed so much wealth from it. So I don't view that people who are in the government should do business with the government. And that's where some people end up being caught, like the ones which were laid on the evidence. So the issue of witnesses, Sakaja testifying against Rigiji as witness one. Then there's also witness two who from the KEMSA. I think those were the electronic evidence which the move of the motion was telling us that it will provide us with virtual video evidences and electronic evidences. So those calls maybe were recorded. Those calls are there, and the witness can present them before hearing committee. And Sakaja will also testify because Rigiji was seen prior to impeachment when he was at Maria Kitty and speaking the local language, incited the people that there are many things which were said. I don't want to, I'm not a witness. So I leave that work to Sakaja. Sakaja is going to testify that the issue of trying the national government trying to interfere with the independence of the county government, whereby Rigiji, being the deputy president, he sits in the cabinet, one of the executives. So executive should not interfere with the independence of the county government. We have the County Government Act, whereby the county government operates under its own act. It is independent. Therefore, the executive should not interfere with the county progressive. The issue of demolition, the issue of people are being told to get away from Nairobi River, maybe 10 meters away. You should not interfere. The issue of Nairobi River, and Rigiji was made, I think he was made the chair of Nairobi River Commission. You know, there is a new commission. It is not in the constitution, if you read the constitution, but because there are amendments. So in the amendment, there is Nairobi River Commission. And Rigiji was made the chair for Nairobi River Commission. And is the chair is interfering in the progressive of Nairobi River Commission. So such things, they are somehow weight. They are going to assist Sakaja to present his case against Rigiji. So the issue of witnesses, witness aid the case. It gives the case more weight. Things like witness, so at least there are people who can testify, there are evidence. So they want to prove it beyond reasonable doubt that indeed we are not only sending Rigiji home because of personal differences made between the president and the deputy president. Maybe there are some detailed things that has touched the interest of the public. It has touched the economic of the country. So he has even been accused of international economical crime, whereby he's causing crisis in the economy of the country. So that's why I'm still giving it time. It's an interesting session, by the way, you want to find out. But what you can say with certainty is that right now, the people who brought the impeachment motion were very ready. They were prepared. And you have seen the way Rigigi's lawyers are busy working. They're busy burning the midnight oil. You have seen those defense files, the way they have been arranged. It means it's a very tough battle. And I wish the senior counsels and the petitioners all the best, as we are just spectators and we are ready to find out. That's why I say we are wishing Rigiji the best. Let him battle it out, because he has said that he's ready to go through the legal process and he is ready. He's prepared. Let him face legal process. But what you can say with certainty is that the issue of people, even this is a bad culture, it should stop. Once you are a public officer, you should not have this so-called tamaa in Kiswahili. You want to acquire. It is called primitive acquisition of wealth, where you want to take everything. Just if you want to do business, don't get into politics. Just be a businessman, then you might get tenders, you apply for those tenders, contract. I don't know how it works, but that's how I am seeing it. Instead of you are an MP, and the same MP, you are your company is the one which is contracting schools under CDF, roads. Such things are not good in politics of the country. If you're a leader, be a leader, you serve the people. Be a servant leader. Don't be a leader who want to acquire too much. Yeah, Makubura.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Miguda. Can see Eric is commenting. Sijui mnapigania nini na Eric. Eric, ebu join, kindly join. The link is there. Miguda kona mambo na wewe. Mr. Barak, I don't know whether you got my question, the one that Miguda was answering. The issue of witnesses. Sakaja is one. Then the KEMSA AG is also one of them. And Sakaja is accusing the deputy president of inciting Nairobi residents, is accusing the deputy president of inciting residents and also trying to meddle in the running of the county government of Nairobi. In KEMSA, is being accused of trying to get some tenders or to, I don't know, change some tenders. There's so many things here. And Sakaja is also saying that kindly don't involve my family. Let my brother rest in peace. That whatever he's having, some of them were for his brother. Yes, kindly give us your opinion on that.
Well, I think I will just focus on the issues of witnesses. You remember, even before this government started having problems, Gachagua addressing a gathering in I don't know if it was in Muranga or somewhere, he said categorically that sisi wa Kikundo tulipatia Gachagua Sakaja hiyo kiti, nitaenda nimketishe chini, nimwambie afanye kazi hivi na hivi na hivi. If you remember that statement very well, Gachagua believed that Kikuyus voted for Sakaja, so Sakaja must protect the interests of the Kikuyus by not interfering with them when they are doing businesses along the roads, hawking in the CBD. He just wants the CBD to be in total chaos because they voted for him. You know, that kind of mindset coming from the deputy president is so unfortunate. Because I'm just asking a question: if they put Sakaja in as the governor, why did they put Wanjiru as the senator? Because Wanjiru was also a member of UDA. Why did she win as a senator? And why did Omanga win as a woman rep? If they were the one who are deciding who to be to lead Nairobi, you know, those kind of statement coming from the deputy president. And he has been up in arms with the Sakaja because of the so-called the Kikuyus that voted for Sakaja in the Nairobi. Any policy that Sakaja comes up with, he must interfere with. He must try to contradict, as if he's now now he's running Nairobi County as the deputy president. You know, these are the things that are not going on well with the, you know, the principle of separation of power. Governors must be allowed to run the counties independently. If they are running them down, let them run them down, and after 5 years, they'll be voted out. If they are doing what they believe is good to their counties, allow them to do to work. Just let me ask, if this continues now, it will mean that even President Ruto will start now interfering with Jonathan B, the running of yours in Gishu County. Gachagua will also interfere with Mutahi Kahiga on how he should run Nyeri County. So where should we draw the line between separation of powers? It is all in the public domain that Gachagua has been having problems with the Sakaja from day one. And Sakaja has not had peace. Even this issue of relocating hawkers from Wakulima Market to somewhere along Kangundo Road. Those are policies that county government comes up with to ensure that at least the county is working. The services that people need are provided for. And if someone wants to buy something, they know where the market is. I don't know this policy that people want to say that the market should come to where the people are, or the people should be going to where the market is. You know, we must have order if we were to claim if we were to brag that Nairobi is one of the best cities in Africa. Nairobi has been in a big mess. And you know, if you want to be an international city where you claim that you're one of the best, you must maintain order within that city. And if you know that you cannot maintain order, then just declare that you are a city of chaos and not one of the best. So I agree with Sakaja on this for the first time, that Gachagua has been interfering with his work and he has not been able to work independently, which is not good at all, because Sakaja was elected by the people of Nairobi to manage Nairobi County to the best of his ability. Whether he has a fake degree, that is none of our business, because he was elected. So people should not hold him captive that because I don't know, he won in UDA, and so such people believe that UDA is a predominantly Kikuyu party, so they should hold him captive and do as according to their wish. Sakaja should be left alone to run the city of Nairobi. Whether he runs the right way or the wrong way, 2027 is coming, and the people of Nairobi will decide. And the issue of KEMSA, yesterday I said here that people who have access to state power, they use that state power as a tool to acquire wealth and resources. And they want to accumulate everything and leave the rest of the country with nothing. And that lady, that witness that come from that was speaking on behalf of KEMSA, it is a demonstration that these people who have access to state power. It's only that now Gachagua is on the limelight. If every politician, you can open their file, or God can just give you wisdom like a spirit and see what they do behind the curtains, I can assure you, you will just collapse and die. Because this politician, the way you misuse state power to acquire resources to themselves is unbelievable. They even register companies on the names of their spouses and children and cousins and relatives and girlfriends and concubines just to acquire resources to themselves. And that is the biggest problem that we have in this country, that is impoverishing this country. Because you can imagine KEMSA, an institution that is entrusted with supplying medicine to this country. This is a very strategic institution. And being a strategic institution, there's a lot of money there that the politician will want to scramble for. And that's why you hear that calls have been, they have been making calls there from morning to evening, even overtime. They make calls. They want tenders. They want to be given access to how they can acquire these resources to themselves. This is happening, and it's unfortunate. And it's because of the nature of our politician, the nature of the political class in this country, the thirst and hunger they have for wealth. They want to accumulate everything because they have access to state power. So until when we reach a point where politicians cannot misuse state power, when politicians will not use state power as a tool of wealth accumulation, that is when now we'll start making steps in the right direction. I rest my case.
Thank you, Mr. Barak. Eric Ayaga, I'm kindly requesting you to join. Kindly, I can see you're making some comments at the comment section. Just kindly join. Kindly join. You can't be attacking while you're at the comment section. Hebu ingia huku tusikie ukizungumza na sisi. Mr. Migude, do you want? I don't know whether you've seen the comments of Eric.
Yeah,
Maybe you can answer him.
I've managed to see the comments of Eric. Eric is my guy. And I take no offense. I'm glad because, me, I'm open to criticism. Me, I'm not like some people who don't like criticism. I'm open to criticism and I'm very glad. I like being criticized. So what I want to respond to Eric is that I agree. And we know that Eric knows Nairobi. No one knows Nairobi than Eric. Eric knows everything in Nairobi. But whatever Eric understands me and he knows what I'm saying. Eric, the difference is that I know how to think outside the box. I know very well, but I don't want to think outside the box. Depend on the circumstances. My world is diplomacy. That's where I'm heading to. I'm not heading into politics. So there's no need of me. If I start thinking outside the box, you know where I will land. But my area of specialization, I'm heading to diplomacy. And diplomacy, you must restrict yourself with facts and law. So let me just be where I am. I have my reasons of not thinking outside the box, but I can do it better. The issue of Nairobi, I've restricted myself with the law and the facts that executive was trying to interfere with the county government. Outside the box, I can also deliver it very well when given opportunity. But for now, I won't. If you have opportunity, come, you tell us about Nairobi issues. Yeah. Next time you come here, don't talk too much of the comment.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Miguda. I can see he has also said that. Okay, I'll not read his comments. I wish he would join and try give his opinion from the channel. Yeah, so I think the next thing that we are going to talk about is the issue of the president. The president was also attending a church at Milimani. And as obvious, of course, he was with these close allies. and most of them were. I think I'll just dwell on the comments of the president. The president is forgetting. No, he's not forgetting. The president is not talking at all about the impeachment issue. And as the president, the people of Kenya wants to hear from him. The people of Kenya want to hear him at least comment or give his opinion. Because remember, the president of the Republic of Kenya and the deputy, they were elected on one ticket. We've never seen him speak. We don't know what he's thinking about. We don't know whether he has blessed the whole impeachment process. We don't know whether he's the one doing it behind the scene. The people of Kenya are really asking so many questions. And today, when he got to the podium, the people expected him to at least say something. And he didn't say anything about the impeachment. And sometimes back there was this bill which was being brought by Tana River Member of Parliament, Danson, on the regulation of the religious organizations. And it didn't really find the people of Kenya well. They really opposed it. The church leaders, the religious leaders really opposed it. And now the president is also coming up and saying that, oh, yes, he's also not going to support that law. And this is even contradicting the statement that he had made some times back. Remember when Shakawala was there, the issue of Shakawala, the killings, the massacre. And the president is the one who even instructed that a committee would be formed so that they try investigate and come up with ways on how they can regulate this freedom of worship. Today, he's saying that freedom of worship should not be regulated, that the people of Kenya, according to what the Constitution of the Republic of Kenya says, they should make decisions on what they want to do when it comes to making religious choices. Mr. Barak, I don't know whether you watched that. I think you'll come fast. What is your opinion in the behavior of the president concerning the impeachment and also on the issue of regulation of the church?
Well, I think the president has done well by just steering clear of the impeachment, because what should he say? Should he say he's supporting it or he's not supporting it? I think he just allowed things to work out the way they will be. Let Parliament proceed with whatever they are doing. Let also the deputy president continue with whatever he's doing, and let's see how it will end. I think that's what he's trying to play at, so that he's not seen as interfering with the process, because his word right now, either by supporting the motion or not supporting it, might have an implication on the process, and that's why he has decided to steer clear. Because remember, the head of state is the head of the state and government, and his word carries a lot of weight. If he says that he's supporting the motion, it will be seen that he's the one that's sponsoring the motion, or the motion has his blessing. And he said he's not supporting the motion, it will have an implication, especially on those members of parliament who has already supported the motion. So keeping silent, sometimes you leave people guessing. They are not sure with your position, and this is it's a very critical issue. So for me, I think let him just keep quiet and let the process just proceed, and see whether it will collapse along the way or it will reach its end, and the Gachagua either will be impeached or he will survive. On the issue of the motion that wants to regulate the churches, and the president said that churches will come up with mechanism to regulate themselves. I think we have NCCK in this country, and we have Evangelical Alliance of Kenya. We have the Catholic, I don't know if it's tons of Catholic bishops. So all this institution, mainstream media, mainstream churches, they have a way of regulating themselves, and it's not easy to find that either there's one who is misbehaving and they are left scot free. The problem we have is evangelical churches, because that is where now we have so many unregulated small churches, and that's where now we have even so many church leaders, or let me say pastors, who are having questionable doctrine, prosperity gospel. You remember what happened in Mombasa, in Coast, with this guy this prophet. His name has just slipped my mind. Who radicalized members, and we lost more than 400 believers. Yeah, Mackenzie. So yeah, thank you, Mackenzie. So we are having these problems in these small evangelical churches. They are the people who are coming up with very strange doctrines, and that is now where the problem is. We have Evangelical Alliance of Kenya, where we have these big churches that are evangelical, the likes of Deliverance, Redeemed, CITAM. So they are able now, because they have a responsible leadership. They are able to regulate themselves. Even if you look at the leadership, they are drawn from these big evangelical churches. But now, what about these small churches that are existing in our estates, that even the government is not even aware that they are existing? Who is going to regulate them so that the population is protected against church leaders who are not well known? Even whatever they are practicing, nobody understands. In a society, there must be order. Even though in our constitution there's freedom of worship, but there must be some kind of order, because the state has the mandate of protecting the interest of the population. That's why the state exists. Because if the populations are exposed to danger, who will come for their rescue? It is the state. That's why we have the state and the state machineries, to ensure that the population is well protected, the interest of the population. So when the president choose the church pulpit to declare that he does not support the motion. And in Kenya, I can assure you, this issue has been so thorny. Even during Uhuru tried, and he dropped it. You remember during the Githu Muigai as the AG, they tried to come up with ways of trying to regulate these evangelical churches. It's a hot issue that I believe that even Ruto will not want to touch that this issue of regulation in the churches, because he's a beneficiary of these evangelical churches. He's one of the biggest beneficiaries. These are the people that mobilized their members to vote for Ruto, claiming that Raila Odinga was representing the devil, because he said that I don't know, he made a statement towards the election that kumekuwa na kasumba ya kupendelea makanisa against other religious organization. And that statement, these churches took it literally, and they were mobilizing their members against Raila. And their members, because their members are so loyal to their pastors, they voted for Ruto simply because they believe that Ruto is one of them, and he was going there to protect their interest. And you remember, after Ruto won the election, the evangelical churches held a prayer in Nyayo Stadium to celebrate Ruto's. And even Ruto was there with his deputy and Mama Rachel and Mama Dorcas. They were all there to celebrate the victory, because they believe that one of their own was now the president. But now let me ask you, what happens after that honeymoon was over, when now each thing started going south? The heat of finance bill. Now look at Gachagua and Ruto right now. Where are these evangelical bishops and pastors that held these prayers in Kasarani, in Nyayo Stadium to celebrate? Where are they now? Why is it that they are not talking when the country is going south, because they celebrated the victory of William Ruto and Rigathi Gachagua. They say that this was a God-chosen government, that Ruto was a God-chosen candidate. Why is it that barely 2 years down the line, things are going south and they are nowhere to be seen? They are not even coming out even to offer an alternative to the people of Kenya. I believe that these people, they owe this country an apology for invoking the name of God to politics, and things are now going south and they are now hiding behind their congregants. Therefore, I believe that for the sake of the majority who live in informal settlement, we need to regulate these churches that are not even registered in the first place. Paul Kagame did this in Rwanda successfully, and he restored sanity even to in the way people worship in Rwanda. Churches that are in Rwanda right now are churches that are well organized, because churches exist in the society to serve the society, to offer even alternative voices to the society. You remember the day when Kenya was going through the fight for multi-party democracy, the role of the church in 1990, 1991, 1992 was very powerful. Even church leaders then, they played a critical role to ensure that Kenya got multi-party democracy. Look at the church leaders that we have today. Who can you tell me that can even call out the president and tell him that no, that is not the way to go? Because they've went to bed with the president, so they lack that moral authority even to call him out when he's doing the wrong thing. They can't. Even when they are speaking, you can see the guilt in their faces, because they know they failed this society. The church should be like a watchdog to the society, because they are alternative voices. And they say they are representative of God, and God's voice is the voice of the people. So if you compare the church we have today, the leader of the church that we have today, and that one that we had in this country during the scramble for multi-party democracy, you will see a contrast. And that calls for thorough regulation of our religious institution, not only the church, but all religious organizations, so that we can also protect our population from exploitation from people who from religious leaders who are clothed themselves with sheep cloth, but in real sense, they are wolves in sheep cloth. I rest my case.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Barak. Can allow me to say thank you to welcome Luxcom Media. Luxcom Media, karibu sana to Brother Benson Media. Allow me to also say thank you to everyone who has joined. We are very much grateful. This is Brother Benson Media. Here we say your opinion counts. If you're new to this channel, kindly like and subscribe. If you subscribe, if you subscribe to the channel, you'll be notified whenever we are having a show, and that would be good. Kindly join and be part of Brother Benson Media. If maybe you are interested in being a panelist, I've shared the link. You can always join and give your opinion as well. Mr. Miguda, it is your turn now. What is your take on the comments? The president. Yes, what is your take on the president's comments, especially today? And also, him not really looking into, not trying to give his opinion on the impeachment, just focused on one thing. He just focused on the issue of religious organization bill, and it is so unfortunate from where I see it, because he is contradicting what he had previously said about regulation of the churches and religious communities. What is
Mr.
your opinion?
President, Mr. President, William Ruto, other than being president, is also a politician. So he must play with the tune, and also he must also go with the current political situation. The issue of him today speaking that there shall be no regulation to the churches. He quoted Article 8 of the Constitution that which state that there shall be no state religion, and they just wanted to regulate how our churches operate. So it means he was in charge today, and people expect him to speak because you understand what's going on, the impeachment wave of Rigathi Gachagua. So according to him, Mr. President, so it is wise that let me play this card of religion. That let me just take with the word constitution say that there shall be no state religion. Therefore, we shall not regulate our churches with the laws of the country. We shall not regulate the churches of this country. It means that he was trying to tell the people previously said that we shall regulate how church operates, but now we will not regulate. So he was trying to talk to the people who believe in religion in this country, the people who goes to church. He was trying to tell them, for instance, there are some churches which believe in their fundamental beliefs and their doctrines. They don't want to incorporate the government regulations into their doctrines. Like the church which I used to go, we believe in the doctrines and the beliefs, the fundamental beliefs of the Jews. So, by the state incorporating their rules into our church, it is contrary to the belief that we have grown up for a long time believing. I also find that some churches like Catholic Church, they believe in the tradition of the Roman Empire or the Roman traditions. So if you want to incorporate some of your legislation into their churches, it's like there are those people, it's a culture which they have lived with for the longest time and they believe in it. So they do not like, most of the people don't like that incorporation of the regulations into the incorporation of the state regulations into their churches. So you want it to be left at Article 8. There shall be no state religion. So it means Kenya, you have freedom of worshiping, you have freedom to make decision whether to worship or not to worship. It doesn't matter. So provided you are in Kenya, you can make that decision, but the state shall not regulate on how you worship. Reason being, Mr. President was trying to be relevant with the. If you look at Article 7, talk about national language and national language, that Kenya, our national language is Swahili, then official language is English. So it means that he was trying to, I'm seeing that he was also trying to attack Rigiji, but indirectly. That you are a tribal leader, your impeachment is on the parliament floor. So what do? Us as a country, we don't regulate religion. We are free as a nation. We don't regulate language. You can speak either official or national. It was just a matter of tactical in politics, whereby he was trying to deviate his opinion on the current issue of the public. People expect him to talk. People expect him to, what are you saying about this impeachment motion? What's your take about it? And that was his first appearance in the public, whereby people expect him to maybe he might have something about it. So he was trying to deviate from it. And he was trying also to talk to the people, his usual customers, the church, that I'm not going to put any regulation uh, to our religion. Therefore, the people will just play to his tunes. Those who believe in him, not me. The people who believe in him that he's a Christian and is going to church. So they will say, okay, you see now Mr. President has redeemed himself. He told us that there shall be regulations from the state into our churches. But now he has changed his mind that there will be no regulation. Therefore, this is a good guy. So those who believe in him will just follow him. The so-called religious leaders, they will just say still sweet talk their followers to vote for him. So the journey for 27 is on. In my own view, I believe that he was just playing the politics of the day.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Migoda. I think we are almost coming to the end. Allow me to. You can see Eric is trying to join. Hopefully, his network. Mr. Eric, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Very well. First, let me take this opportunity to welcome you to the channel. But
Okay.
again,
Uh-huh.
leo naona umekuwa mkali at the comment section.
Sijakuwa mkali. Unajua, siku 2 3 nimekuwa mahali network haishiki vizuri, ndio nimefika Kitale town, at least naweza access. Jana na juzi nimejaribu kuingia but imekataa.
Okay, sorry for that. I can see
Yeah.
you had very serious comments at the comments section. Maybe you can also give your opinion on
because I just want to be very short because I'm I'm moving, so maybe naweza kosa network, so let me just say whatever I want to say. You know, my brother Miguda, I have seen him. He's a good man, and I always want to advise, sometimes free advice, ile tu ya kupenda ndugu yako, alafu unamwambia hii, unajua hii njia itakupoteza na hii njia ingine ina depend pengine na mahali mtu want to run siku moja in future for election, because if he's doing diplomacy and law, my friend, you are in politics, there is no way you can run. Whoever alikudanganya ati international relations is different with politics, hiyo ni uongo. Unaona ambassador wa huyu wa US kanapiga hapa kelele Kenya, ni ambassador tu, alafu kuna ka ambassador wa UK, because these people they come from, those are diplomatic corps. We always call them the diplomatic corps. So in fact they don't have to engage into countries' politics, but because they are coming from the superpower nations, they have to. So maybe wewe ukichaguliwa ambassador kwa nchi ingine, because we are poor and we are confused, hautaingililia siasa ya hiyo nchi, but tunakuombea. I want to say this very briefly, and I will just leave because I'm seeing my network is very stable. Johnson Sakaja, and I wrote it the other day, the biggest mistake Johnson Sakaja is going to make is in UDA, though I vote for him. You know me, I'm a voter in Nairobi. My MCA, I voted UDA. My MP alikuwa Jubilee. My governor alikuwa UDA, Sakaja, and I voted ODM senator, president, and women rep, and that remains me, because I couldn't vote Igade. So I'm a voter in Nairobi, so I know how to mix these things. Ndio maana saa zingine ukiona I'm advising Miguda, so I'm advising Miguda on the purpose of experience. Ina depend na mahali pia una vote. You know, mimi hata wakati watu wanaimba huko nyumbani 6 piece, I'm always not in those order, because my governor, I voted for him, and I must ensure I succeed and go far. Johnson Sakaja, I voted for him. I also voted for Esther Passaris. I also voted for Edwin Sifuna. Mwenje ndio MP yangu, Mwenje Junior. Tulitoa the Uri, by the way. I voted for the Uri regardless of ODM. I voted for the Uri in 2013, 2022, 2017. So mimi najua kubalance hizi maneno ya siasa. Ndio maana saa zingine nikiwaambia hii maneno ya Rigathi twende polepole. Let us go small small. Usikuje na ODM yako na mahali unatoka. Today I was in a certain forum, Kitambo, around 4. of Kisumu East. And I advise somebody called Aduinyang. We have never met. That is just a popular name always I get from there. Nikaambia Aduinyang, unaona hii siasa yako ya kifua na hii siasa yako, Shakil will rule this constituency for about 50 years. Mukienda hivi, even the political goodwill called ODM wamnyime ticket, bado hawa watu watampigia kura. Na Shakil saa hii amekuwa a non-local, a non-Luo ruling Kisumu East for the second term minus ODM ticket. How can you achieve that? Through advice. So saa zingine niki-advise hii ndugu yangu mdogo lazima anisikize tu, siku moja atanitafuta na chai na pesa pia. Nitamwambia unajua, I will not advise you for free. I will, because myths are fading, by the way. These myths of CGO, you have to have this political party, you have to have this political godfather. That's why I told you yesterday, Nyamita, Uchila yako must be very careful with Nyamita. Wakiendelea na hizo siasa wanacheza za 1997 when I was 3 years old ya ODM na NDP na Tinga, they will get it very rough. So in my Rigathi Gachagua actually asked for forgiveness. He asked for forgiveness. Lakini sasa sisi, unajua sisi wale ambao hatukusoma Nairobi University, I saw the Nairobi University people saying sijui, oh, if you start an apology with if inamaanisha sijui, oh, my friend, apology is apology. The majority of people, my grandmother in the village has just called me now and she's asking me, she's 100 and something years old, awinjo ni nyathi mau no kwa msama. Mimi, I will not tell my grandmother if the msama started with if or sijui which word in English. What I will say is very simple. The mtoto wa mau ameomba msama, and it is good for the president, but Ruto historically is not a forgiving man. And in my prayer, things are going as I predicted them. This is a diversionary whatever. I don't want Rigiji to resign. That is something I will not support. I want this thing to exhaust the fullest of the law, to test our constitutional mandate, so that immediately we remove Rigiji. We know the way, we know the buttons, we know the where to click when we want to impeach a president. It is good for us. Some of us who never vote for the UDA and everything, I don't want Rigiji to resign. Let us test our constitution. The last day I was telling you, implementation of this our constitution is the problem. Hapo ndio shida iko. Tukifanya hizi vitu can give us, because where we have touched, to impeached governor, 2 of them, my Sonko, my boss, former boss, Waititu was impeached. Those 2 governors. We have a true story of impeaching a governor. We are testing presidency. Remember, we are going, because we are in what we call the presidency. We are testing that soil of presidency. Let us test this presidency to the fullest. If we succeed, we as Kenyans, we know when we want to remove Ruto. I will advise my brother Miguda, let us not go and die in the entrance of the State House, like what we used to do in 2013, in 2017. It is 10 years. The kids who are born in 2013, in few days' time, they will be voters. They will look at us as their parents, telling them to go to the streets, do violence, die, fight for their death. Nobody will pay them. Let us test our constitution so that after Rigiji, Makanga akikufa, driver pia akufe huko mbele. But let us test our constitution, our judiciary to the fullest, because we are moving a bit higher in East Africa or even in Africa, where the president has been removed and ceremoniously. Is only South Africa, but their constitution is like that one of UK. President look like a ceremonial power. President belongs to the party. Party can choose to remove the party leader, and then the president loses the seat. The way they remove that guy called Zuma. But in Kenya, it is different. When you elect somebody as a president, even the UDA as a party, or Jubilee as a party, or ODM as a party, cannot remove that human being. Yeah? Even the DP, we are asking. I had those questions because you told me Miguda is from a law profession. I wrote those questions down. Uliniambia nimtumie, sikumtumia, but nitamuuliza baadaye. At what point, after electing the president and the deputy in one ballot in our constitution, he may understand better than me because I'm a pedestrian in terms of law. Wakati gani hawa watu wawili wanakuwa ingine sasa ni president na ingine sasa ni deputy, so the one can initiate the removal of the other when we kama hatujazingatia katiba. Hiyo ndio ilikuwa swali yangu kubwa zaidi ya sana. I want these lawyers to tell me, because the ballot we are electing, the person we are electing is presidency, which the picture which is there. Are we electing the picture, the man with the picture and his name, or the name without a picture? Because if you look at our ballot paper, you will see William Ruto ako pale na picha yake, na Rigathi Gachagua pia ako hapo na jina yake. So at what moment we separate these people? We say, you know, you are principal assistant, you are whatever. Those things we have to ask in law. And I want Rigathi Gachagua to be impeached so that these things goes to the judiciary. Then from High Court, we go up to the Supreme Court, where the Supreme Court interpreted. They are the people who can interpret the law in a manner that a pedestrian like me in law can understand. Number two, things are changing on the ground with this impeachment. Rigi ameomba msamaha, but I have things I called my grandfather's chronicles, the chronicles of my grandfather. One of them is never kick a man when he's down. Number two, never hunt a wounded buffalo. Ukiona Rigiji today, even the suit, even the way anavaa, even the way he speaks, that guy is wounded. Hunting a wounded buffalo is the most dangerous thing in this country, in the world. I'm talking as a hunter. You know, we are coming from the peninsula. We are Ruyomians, yeah? So I'm coming from a hunter and gathering community. I can tell you, hunting a wounded buffalo is the more dangerous thing an hunter can do. That's why with the public participation, you couldn't see any, even one member of parliament from central Kenya, even the noisemaker from Kiambu, Kikuyu constituency, could not go to the field to hunt a buffalo that has been wounded. Haezi fanya hivyo. He has kept himself isolated. He has kept himself isolated. The last one, my brothers and sisters, when you see an old man fall, don't laugh, learn. If you see an old man fall, don't laugh, learn. I'm not pushing Rigathi Gachagua to make the mistakes Jaramogi Oginga Odinga made in 1966 by resigning. And I say, the issue of resigning was an NIS propaganda to lure MP to sign the impeachment motion. They made these MPs aware by telling these MPs, the moment you table that thing, the guy will resign by Friday. And that was the rumors around and the propaganda around. Rigiji has refused, and I thank him for that. Now I have seen 5 or 6 MPs from Central Kenya saying, signing is not voting. And the rest are quiet. You may go there, attend that, and you get that like we got the number less than 233 MPs saying yes. Maybe 190 saying yes. So many abstain and many even saying no. What will happen? ODM, my party. ODM, my party. The party we have fight for, the party we have worked for, the party that we love will be a political victim of the circumstance. Let us be careful, very, very careful of hunting a wounded buffalo. Rigiji is dangerous. If NIS can say Rigiji organized and funded a revolution that almost bring the country to its kneel, minus their do you people, I always say NIS. Most of you just think Ayaga is just NIS is ranked number 5, or if not number 5, number 6 in the world when it comes to intelligence gathering. After the CIA, M16 of UK, Scottish Yard, and I think the Mossad of Israel, we are even ahead of China and Russia in terms of intelligence gathering. If our intelligence, the number 5th in the world, can tell us that they missed when the deputy president of the Republic of Kenya was organizing in his office, planning, financing a revolution against a sitting president in Kenya, minus their information, we have to come back to books. Let us don't do politics. Yes, Rigiji is mad, but the only people who can tell you the truth is a child, a drunkard, and a mad human being. Those are the people who can tell you the truth. If Rigiji is mad, he may tell us, he may have some truth. And the same NIS, after luring MPs to sign, they start spreading the propaganda that our former president Uhuru Kenyatta is sick and may die in the future, in a near future. My brothers, let us be careful. That's why William Ruto is very quiet. And the reason why William Ruto is very quiet, William Ruto is very quiet because there is something called MIS, Military Intelligence Service. And that Military Intelligence Service went against him in June when he ordered the military to suppress the Gen Z. Then the military told him, do it in writing and fax it. If you do fax, what we call fax, not emailing, but fax. Emailing is a little bit private, but fax is a public thing. The whole world will see it. Then Ruto refused. His political seniority refused that. Yeah. And he told the military, no, if you can't not do this dirty job, you go threaten those people, go back. That's why when you see the military was coming, those people, they have intelligence. When the military were coming, people went to them. We were only waiting for them to shoot people. They never shoot anybody. After that, they do the threatening, then they went back to the barracks. So our president is wounded and is looking for an scapegoat route. He's looking for someone to blame. And unfortunately, that person cannot be Uhuru Kenyatta. The way they have used our brother Lai to propagate those nonsense of Uhuru Kenyatta, it will not work. I read even his post of like 3 hours ago. He's still propagating those nonsense. It will not work. I'm telling a lie. His uncle is the care of Luo, and my uncle is the vice chairman of care of Luo, James Ayaga, and I can quote the name simple and clear. It will not work. Is somebody I know. When we went to Odungiranda homecoming, when that spear broke, I was there. We told them it will not work. And when we went to Uyoma to do homecoming for my uncle, everything went. He fall because he have arthritis. I told him, my uncle, that is a bad omen. Kaa chini, endeni mukaelewane na yule wa South Nyanza anapiga kelele mingi, sijui anaitwa nani. Yule mzee, mwelewane, mkae pamoja. Hii maneno itawauma. But me, I will speak and I will stand for the truth. If a lie is still propagating the Uhuru Kenyatta propaganda, and now they want to add Gachagua on top of that propaganda. The same lie told us, they want to Magufuli Raila, if Raila angekuwa president, wangeua Raila, Martha Karua kue, those things will not work. I understand these people like Meguda, this Gen Z, they are very dangerous people. These people are information consumers. Wachana na sisi tuna consume intelligence. We can only guide them. But when it comes to information, these people are very sharp. They are ahead of us like 200 times. Like me, I may be here, but Meguda, no, Rigathi Gachagua will be impeached next week, but one by Senate. Me, I may be here bringing my probability of whatever, but they are good in information. So I'm telling our people, and I've seen they have organized, hata wameniita, kuna kengine wameorganize hapo Nairobi, Makongeni, Odungiranda is coming, na Uburu Oginga, nimeona, they are coming to speak with the so-called Luo community, whatever. I will be there. And I'm waiting for them. And I will be happy to tell them, my friend, this is not 1963. This is not 1994 when I was born, 2 years after Jaramogi's death. This is not 2002 when I was in class 1. This is not 2007 when I did my KCPE. This is not 2011 when I did my KCPE. And this is not 2013 when I was used as a young man to go to the street when I was in college. We are dealing with the people who knows what they are doing, and the people who knows where they want to be. So this impeachment as a community, as a people of ODM, as an orange sea, or from the orange world, ningependa sana sisi tukae kando, kwa sababu kama katiba yetu tumeomba America na tumeomba US, such things belongs to the party, not nation. Yes, when Thabo Mbeki was removed in South Africa, it was ANC that removed Thabo Mbeki, not Julius Malema's party, not those parties of those white people, not any other party. It was party. When Zuma was impeached, the Zuma was impeached by ANC because we are in a presidential type of governance. That's why we call this thing presidency. It is between these two people we voted for. Hapo ndio maana nilikuwa nataka kuuliza hawa kina Miguda, kama mnatuambia ni presidency, kwa kura pale tunapigia watu wawili, at what point is one become superior more than the other? Surely. And let us not drag our military like Allah is doing. I saw him dragging the name of military on past tense. At the daughter of Oburu Odinga, who was a military leader, attended Raila Odinga presidential launch. After that, the military went, Uhuru never intervened. Let us respect the institution. The difference we have in Kenya between us, political class, and institution is one. In America, the institution like parliament belongs to the people. Parliament can correct a sitting president. Parliament can overrule a sitting president. Judiciary can rule a sitting president. Even the media. Today, if our media says this, you will see a lie. The people, the bloggers, they are saying, Citizen TV is against president. Citizen TV, once the president is elected, the media becomes an oversighting body. The media should join the parliament and the people in oversighting the presidency. But in Kenya, we want to be told, when you elect Ruto, the media should sing that song, the church must sing his song, everybody must sing his song. Those are things Moi used to do a long time ago. So if anybody think we are in the presidency between 1978 to 2002, I am sorry for them. Even all this attempt to change the presidential term limit, kama BBI tulikataa, even the court refused. That's why Rigiji, while asking for apology, he praises the judiciary. Maybe akona intelligence kidogo, ameambiwa enda tu, they will impeach you, then you go, like the governors always go to the judiciary. Then after that, the judiciary will say no, then they give you a lifetime to fight. By the time these people realize judiciary will make a decision, is already 2026. And after that, the political implication on the President William Ruto, I'm very sorry. I think I will not talk much. Let me end my conversation there. I want to thank everybody, our viewers, Miguda, Barak, and I hope this is Kenya
Captain Keith.
Revolutionary.
That's Captain Keith.
Captain Keith. Captain Keith, our brother. We used to be with him in this long discussion. I think he may understand sometimes when we go deep. But sometimes we have to guide our younger brother. The mistakes we made, I will not allow Makobura to make that mistake. I will not allow, I don't know the age of Barack, but I think I'm older than him, Kidogo. I will not allow Barack to make that mistake. I will not allow Miguda to make such political mistake. And I will not allow Kips, my age mate, to make that mistake. You see this mistake that Martin Deto, my brother from Kinangop, made. And today anaongelelea ni kama sasa yeye ndiye amezaliwa Kenya juzi. These are the people who brought us into this. Let us, as a nation, let us not vote people. And then after few days, when the expectation do not meet whatever we thought, we want to remove these people. Then you force people like Ayaga who are anti-Ruto from the word go. Me personally, I was anti-Ruto. Kips can be my witness here. I was anti-Ruto from the word go. From the word go. I never believed in him. I never believed in whatever he's saying. And we were the first people to call him a liar. And I always, sometimes, nilikuwa naleta historical background. Nikasema, William Ruto in 1992, 2 years ndio nizaliwe kwa hii dunia. I don't think even my mother had got married to my father because I'm a firstborn. So that year, he was a young man like me, like Miguda, who had just come from the university. And instead of joining the revolution that was there in Kenya, he chose to join the government, and he sat there comfortably and enjoying, and they were used badly with people like Jirongo and Sam Nyamwea, a guy from Kisii, and Jobo Mino. We can name them. And this man who is now the chairman of Gor Mahia, who call himself Freemasonry from game there. You know him. Yeah? So they joined a government thing like what they are now starting like UDA Comrade Party, Sijui Comrade Chapter. They were young people from university, then they formed AYK 97. All that up to 2002, he was in government. He only took the opportunity when Moi gave birth to Dandahead, and then he calculated between 205 to 207 when he was with Raila Odinga. Then after that, he left Raila Odinga, John Uhuru Kenyatta, and they were in government. And when we were fighting for new constitution, he opposed it. So you can't in life. Let us say, we have a president, and the president marries somebody called Kenya. Kenya have a constitution. Wewe sahi huwezi oa mke mwenye the beliefs. Tuseme we ni Mkristo na unaoa Muislamu. Alafu huu Muislamu, the beliefs, cultural beliefs and everything, wewe na yeye ni tofauti. Mtakaa namna gani? One must marry, lazima ukue slimmed to Muslim. You be taught to upelekwe madrasa, ufundishwe Islam. William Ruto never understood the purpose why we have a constitution in 2010. He opposed it through church, the same church evangelism. That's why nilikuwa nakubaliana sana na hii ndugu yangu Barack, took him to power. When the church realized that the person we took to power is against the constitution and is a political dilemandara, church is against him. And that's why he went to church. Who is sponsoring Dan Manzo? It is him, UDA and the government. Who formed a commission to investigate Shakahola, whatever, that brought whatever Manzo is taking to parliament? It is him. My friend, we are not stupid. We are not foolish. Sisi si babu yetu. Na sisi si babu yetu. Wacha niambie hao watu. Sasa sisi si wazazi yetu. Kabisa. We are not our parents. Don't compare us with our grandparents. We are not our parents. We are not, and we shall never be. So let me end it. Our brothers, I wish you well. I gonna be quiet maybe from tomorrow up to Thursday. I'm watching the political scenes. I'm studying the political ground. I have given my prediction. I am waiting for them. Let us meet on Thursday. Thank you. God
Thank
bless
you.
you. Thank you very much. I'm going back
Thank,
to YouTube to get all those response. Thank you very much.
okay, thank you, Mr. Eric. Thanks for joining. We really appreciate. Uh, okay, he has gone. Mr. Captain Keep, karibu BBM. Maybe before you come in, Captain Keep, allow me to give this opportunity to Mr. Barak. Barak, are you there? I know we've kept you for quite some time. You can give us your last remarks, and then we'll let you leave, as we'll be proceeding now with Captain Keep.
Eh,
Waiting for that long.
I think it has been a good session. But let me just tell my brother Eric that next time he should not say Nairobi University. We don't have Nairobi University in this world. We only have the University of Nairobi, and he should not drag the University of Nairobi when we are discussing issues here. I think that is not. He's just behaving like Gachagua when he was dragging the the late Jomo Kenyatta and Mamangina in the campaigns. So let us just focus on issues, and where people went to school should not be an issue. I usually have a problem with people who focus on. Who say I brag that I was in an alliance, I was at the University of Nairobi. No, that is not an issue. Let us just focus on issues at hand. Where someone went to school should just be, that is their
Eh,
personal business. So
that's nice.
yeah, so I think we had a very good session, and the conversation cannot end today. It will continue. So we will continue having this conversation because politics. I usually say that politics is the only thing that you need to understand for you to know that your life is affected directly with any political decision that you make, and how politicians behave in our society. Therefore, we will continue discussing politics because that is what affects our daily lives. So I beg to take my leave, and we shall continue another time. Thank you so much, our viewers, for being with us, and I will see you again next time. Thank you, Miguda and Mark.
Okay.
Tuonane tena wakati mwingine.
Thank you, Mr. Barak. We really appreciate. Uh, hope to see you tomorrow. Mr. Megoda, maybe your last remarks. Captain Keep ni kama atabaki kwa studio kidogo.
Yes, my last remark. Then I'm also going to leave. I have no much. I just want to respond to one question by Ayaga. He has asked like 4 questions, but let me just the ones for the chronicles or the ones for those phrases like old men. I'm not conversant with them. He has asked that why is it that we are impeaching Rigathi Gachagua and they were elected on a joint ticket? My response to him is that the the current constitution allows you to appoint your deputy or nominate your deputy towards election, not unlike the previous one, whereby you nominate your deputy after elections. So the person who nominates the deputy president, it is not the people, it is not the parliament, it is not the party. It is the prerogative of the president to nominate his or her deputy. That's why you saw Raila subjected some of his allies into interview. Then he was given 4 names and he eventually nominated Martha Karua. Similarly, William Ruto had some people wanted to become deputy president. Then he nominated Rigathi Gachagua. So the nomination is the prerogative of the candidates in the context to nominate. Wajackoya nominated Wamai. So by the time we are going to vote in a presidential election, we are voting for a president, not a deputy president. We are voting for a person, not a ticket. And you have said that we are moving to the court, and I'll be here. We will compare our notes. Whatever the Supreme Court will say is not further from what I'll say. The issue will be they will only discuss about the nomination of a deputy president and who will nominate deputy president, and how can the deputy president be impeached. That one is also well described in Article 150. They are distinct actually because there is that Article 144 and 145. 144 to 45 talk about the president and the procedure. Then they never left out. Article 150 talk about the deputy president in specific. So we will meet here after the court and we will compare our notes. Whether I've confirmed to you what the law says and the interpretation of the Supreme Court, that the issue here is about nomination, who nominate or who appoint. And if he's nominated, then whom do we vote for? The president, not the deputy president. So that's my response to my senior brother, Yaga, and the rest, I think those are self-explanatory. To our viewers, we are very grateful for tuning in to support us. Just share the video if you're in a position to share. You can comment, you can like, you can give us thumbs up. See you next time. Bye bye. Makubura, tuonane kesho.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Miguda. Hope to see you again tomorrow. Allow me now to take this opportunity to welcome Captain Kip. Captain, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here, but I see you are closing.
Wewe ni mwenyeji, hatuwezi funga before tukupea time pia useme 1 2 3.
I think ni vizuri kufunga, najua kesho ni Monday. Watu waende kazi.
Yeah, so maybe say something before we close.
Naona umesema hapo, forgive me if I have wronged you. The Gachagua tells Ruto and maybe the MPs.
Yes. That was the discussion.
Was that really worthy? If it is me, I think
that was the question now.
I think for me, it was not worthy because you are justifying that the impeachment was necessary. So which means that there is something that he has done that some of us, we don't know. We are yet even to be told. He has testified that he deserved to be impeached. And when a man sometimes decided to chase the wife, you don't know what exactly might have happened. Ule mwanaume anakaanga tu na shida yake mpaka wale wazee wataenda kuongelea. So mimi sijui kama hii forgiveness itaenda to another level of where they can sit down and discuss how to bring these people or to unite these two people together. I don't know. Let's wait for the outcome and let's wait and see. But if there is no forgiveness from president, ni bado tu ni kuva dereva, kuva makanga pamoja na Kamagera. Kamagera ni Raila. Kuva dereva, kuva makanga, Kamagera yote waende. Sasa tuone what next, what we can do. Yeah. Hatutakosa njia, of course. This world has a very intelligent leaders who can come in to give us another way of how we can bring back Kenya to where it's supposed to be. Right now, everything is contract after contract after contract, 30 years. Years. Mtu ana retire in politics analipwa 30 years kwa one contract. So we have to be serious. We have to be serious on what we are doing. Gachagua also, you need to be serious. If you saw that the president was maybe eating without involving you, you should have kept quiet and wait for your turn also to eat. But since because you have ignited this fire, we don't have any other issue. But the Kenyan people, they are saying all of you must go, and that is still the position. Right now, then the price of maize we are harvesting in Uasin Gishu and most parts of Western Kenya and maybe Trans Nzoia also, the prices has been reduced. Sijui kama ile mahindi ya Congo tena imeiva inataka kuletwa ama hivi, we don't know. Each and every time in Kenya kuna problem ya mwezi wa 9, kuna problem ya mwezi wa 10. Kila mwezi iko na problem yake in the government of Kenya. So now after maize, tunakuja hapo Christmas hapo tutaanza kuwa na accidents nini kidogo, tuanze kufungua shule Januari, tuanze na fees inaongeza. Yani every month in Kenya has its own new problem. Mara shifu, mara sijui shafu ama gani tena hii ya NHIF, hiyo ilikuwa last month. Saa hii ndio hii tuko ingine. There is no month in Kenya that can go just peacefully like that. So Mark, I think sina maneno mingi sana, nikutulia tu. Nachoka hapa. You know what I can do for tomorrow.
Okay. Thank you Mr. Kip. Asante sana kwa kukuja. I know you are busy somewhere, but at least you nilikuita ukakuja. That was a nice thing to do. Yeah, so maybe your last remarks to our viewers. Nataka wende ufunge show ya leo.
Unajua hata ukisema Mark nifunge show na sina ile closing remark, ile closing what? Whatever. You understand what I mean? Maybe what I can just say is for the viewers, you have all the viewers and we have all the people on the comment section. Yes. We have the people who just sit down somewhere on YouTube. They are just listening on what you are saying. We have people like me and maybe the other panelists that they have left the platform. We also have people who are just giving comments there. And also in comments, we have some people, they give only funny memes and all whatever. And we have the people also in the comment section where they can bring a very big, long discussion according to how we are discussing here. You can also reply on the comment section as per the way we are discussing. We really value you people. And for Gypsy Corner, you've been here with us, bro. Sometimes also coming outside that we can see you. Yeah, and I see like Eric. I think Eric was here.
Yes, Eric he was here.
Who's this one again? For the other people who they just like listening and maybe writing comments, we are also welcoming you, and we say like, comment, share, and also join us. We have the system is everything is okay. You have internet, come, we discuss together. Mark.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Captain Kip. To our viewers, this is Brother Benson Media. Here we say your opinion counts. Allow me now to take this opportunity to wish you a blessed night, a good morning, a good afternoon, a good evening until tomorrow. Bye-bye.